Hey guys, welcome to the Blueprint. This is a program that I've really been working on for about 4 years now. It was a book that I set out to write back in 2004, and I worked on it for a long time as a pet project. Everybody asked me, where is it, what's happening with it, and it's something that I guess I couldn't put out until now because every time that I learned something, I found something else that I didn't know, and I went deeper and deeper into it, learned new things, and was able to enrich myself and hopefully able to enrich the people that learn from it. Now look, this is a program that, unlike a lot of other things that you learn, is not about ego-based learning, all right? So unlike most programs where, that anyone would do, where we're trying to teach you, this special idea or that special idea, and maybe every idea that you get makes you feel more enhanced, this is more a program about signposts. And it's about signposts that's leading you from a place of social conditioning over to a place of real self-esteem and real authenticity. And you'll understand more about what that means when you watch it, all right? So when you come at this, what I really want you to remember is that it's not about memorizing every little thing, but rather it's about finding that place inside yourself that this program is going to point you towards. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming and getting this program. You have my undying appreciation for it. I hope that you enjoyed as much as I did making it. Thank you so much. How you guys doing? Good. I'm Tyler from Real Social Dynamics. Welcome to the Blueprint Decoded Super Conference. This is a big weekend for you guys. It's going to be huge. You guys awake? You guys going to have a good time today?
Hell yeah!
Yeah? Okay, nice. So you guys must be wondering, 4 days. 4 days? What were you thinking? What were you thinking? How am I going to fill up 4 days? Okay, this is all me. All right, no guest speakers. All right, there's no guest speakers coming up here. This is me. Just me and you guys. One big happy family for 4 days. All right, and what am I going to talk about? What am I going to cover today? Well, look, let me introduce it like this. I was thinking just actually as I woke up this morning how once you reach one goal, the natural tendency, whether it's healthy or not, who knows, is to always want more. Okay? And when I first started doing this, my goals were very, 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 very modest. You guys might know my story, just to recover it very simply. My girlfriend dumped me when I was about something like 20 years old. I went into a massive tailspin of depression. I was totally lost and confused. I almost failed out of school that year, which crushed my dreams to go to grad school as a philosophy major, and I was just finished. So I thought, you know what? I need to get a new girlfriend. How am I going to get a new girlfriend? I'm going to go out and try to approach 5 women a day until I get a new girlfriend. Of course, that built up and built up and built up. After a while, I actually found out, whoa, look, you can get a skill set at this. You can actually learn something. You could actually have this not just, by approaching lots of women, finally get a girlfriend. You could actually get this as a skill. So I kept going. But here's what drove me nuts. And I want you guys to tell me if anyone here has had the same experience as this. On one night, you could be the man. Okay, you could be incredible. You could be like, we have a lot of jokes in RSD, the Lord. All right? Okay, we have a lot of joke terms like that. You could be the Lord, but what if it's a mediocre night? What if it's a bad night? Well, on a bad night, you are not only not the Lord, but you are the biggest chode in the club. Right? And you're not just the biggest chode in the club, like by a little bit. You are like at least normally the biggest chode in the club would just be kind of like, whatever, maybe, got his drink up, like that. Okay? But not, because you're like, hey guys. Oh. Hey guys. Okay, right? And then you just go home, you're like, oh man. Right? And it feels like everybody in that club had a great night except you. Then you have mediocre nights, you have a wide different range of nights. And you could be using the exact same lines. You could be saying the exact same things. You could even be doing it the exact same way. But there's all these different variables that you're not aware of that are causing you not to be consistent. And this drove me nuts. I'll tell you my perspective, which is not the same situation that you guys exist in, but you could see how coming from this perspective, it would drive you to the length that I went to. I was running Real Social Dynamics, so I've been running that since I was 22 years old. That was the job that I came up with in college because I was totally screwed. So I was broke with no money. So we built Real Social Dynamics. And, I was getting a level of success. I was doing the boot camps, getting success. But the thing was, the boot camps were new back then. So you guys see this as the big flourishing business that it is now. You guys see it before the old days, back when I used to sleep in a walk-in closet, back when I used to sleep on people's floors, back when we used to go from city to city and not having any idea how we would get to the next city because we had no money, all right? This was the old days. We wanted to grow this and build this. And on some nights, I could do incredible approaches. I could meet women. I could get all those great results that you guys want, all that, we don't need to be too explicit about it, but basically, I could get the great results. But on other nights, I sucked. And this drove me pretty much insane because I always felt like I had something to prove. I always felt like I was trying to prove myself. And coming from a frame of trying to prove yourself has got to be the most, outcome attached, right? Like totally needing the outcome. Not even needy for the girl at this point, but just needing that outcome so badly. And it just kills your whole, your game just sucks whenever you're coming from that kind of a frame. So then things got even more messy when I had things like, a Rolling Stone reporter following me around. I had all sorts of different media on me, and I was continually paranoid. Could I be this guy with incredible skills with women, in front of all these different people? So what I wanted was consistency. That is what I really wanted, and it eluded me completely for about the first 3 years working on this stuff. Just completely eluded me. I did not really have the level of consistency that I wanted. And to be honest, it was kind of an identity crisis. And I don't know, have you guys ever experienced that? It's like, am I this big pimp? Am I a chode? What am I? Have you guys ever gone through that? Yeah? You've seen that kind of, like that sort of, you haven't experienced quite that. You haven't quite had that click yet where you don't need to think about it anymore. Maybe you still need to go out to the club and do a warm-up. Maybe you're sitting, by yourself having a bite to eat, and you see a girl that you want to go talk to, and you feel like you have to put on your pickup persona in order to snap out of it and go over and talk to her. Maybe you see a girl who you just find to be exceptionally attractive. It's the kind of girl you really want to meet, and you feel more pressure. Any of these kinds of things. And that really drove me nuts. Because it's funny, on one level, when I first got into this stuff, just being completely confused, not having any chance with women, pretty much repelling any woman that I met as far away from me as humanly possible, then going to the level where, I could meet girls and I could have a level of success. I thought that was it. I thought that was what I really wanted. But goals evolve. I bet a lot of you guys in here, you've gotten that initial level of success. You've gotten even a high level of success, but you want that identity level change. You want it to be not something you're doing, but something you are. All right? And that's the first theme of this program that I'm going to introduce to you guys is being successful with women, being attractive to women is not something you do, it's something you are. All right? And another way of looking at that is being, not doing. So if you guys want to think of a theme for this program, think about it like being, not doing. All right? So that you can reach a point where you walk up to a woman and you don't feel like you're doing anything, you're just being. And therefore, you don't have a lot of those, identity issues. You don't get that approach anxiety, nothing like that. All right? Now, see, this is an advanced program. All right? This is probably, it's not probably. This is absolutely the most advanced program that we've ever run. If you're a newbie, you should be really happy. Why? Because you're going to have a really healthy, solid, really awesome set of principles drilled into you right from the start. If you're intermediate, this is what's going to get you thinking to becoming a real natural. And if you're advanced, this is what's going to allow you to get that full change that you're looking for. Now let me say another thing. The seminar that I'm doing this weekend, as utterly bizarre as this sounds, it's really basically done almost in almost like a secret code. And what that means is that you're not meant to understand any more than the level that you're at to go to the next level the first time that you watch this and look at the principles behind it. I've done that very intentionally. Okay? So what I mean is this. This is not one of those seminars where I'm like, 10 funky steps to getting what you want. Step 1, clean your car. Right? Step 2, get a breath mint. Okay? This is not that kind of a seminar. All right? We're going to be going really, really deep here. We're assuming an intelligent audience. No, there's no spoon feeding going on here. We're going to be going deeper than anything that you probably could have expected. When I do these things, I want to make this really clear. I spent 4 years writing the blueprint. Okay? 4 years, all right? 4 years, okay? I didn't do that for a commercial audience now, did I? I didn't do that to make people happy. I wrote the blueprint for myself, and only myself. These are the principles that I needed to learn to distill it for my own self, all right? And that's what makes it what it is. This was like me, frustrated and confused and wanting to hit like a complete identity level change. I wanted to hit a point where it wasn't just success with women. I wanted like just social success and success with myself in general, where I could carry myself as a man and never have to be concerned about this stuff ever again. All right? I never wanted to have to think about approach anxiety ever again. I never wanted to have to think about performing ever again. I didn't want to have to think about trying to be something I'm not. All right? I wanted that centeredness. And I could not get it the old way that I was doing things, even though I was getting that initial level of success. So this was the direction that I took it in. All right? Now let me tell you guys a story. Okay? Let me tell you guys a story. And I want to say again, before we get going on that, this seminar, every time that you watch it, is going to make more sense to you. Okay? Every time that you come back to the principles that you learned here, it's going to hit you on a different level. What that means is like, if you go out now, maybe the surface level principles are hitting you. In a year from now, the same principles that you learned here are going to take on a completely different meaning. And in 4 years from now, because that's about what it took me to work on all this stuff, it's going to have an entirely different meaning. And so if you think that you understood it now, we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper every year that you come back to it. Because this is really about you. This is about your journey. Okay? This is about you guys. All right? Now look, let me go back to my story. So when we started this stuff, let me tell you a little bit about the history of this community, of this industry, this new phenomenon that's going on. You guys right now are at a real social dynamics seminar. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. We're sitting here in this nice hotel. We've got a good camera set up. We've got tables. If this was us a few years back, we would probably be hidden in some schoolroom or something that we snuck into. Probably you would have like bean bags to sit on or something, or not even that. We would run these things out of coffee cafes. We would run them out of people's houses that would let us run them. Okay, it was a small little thing. It was an underground thing. Okay, and how did I get to this position? Like, I'm sitting here. Like, how did my life come to this point? How did I get here? How did you guys get here? Where did this come from? Well, let me tell you a little bit about the history. This industry was started a long time ago, about 15 years ago. And back then, it was newer technology. It was newer sets of ideas, and ideas evolve, right? And I really give a lot of love and respect to everyone who's been involved in moving this body of knowledge forward. Even if I don't at all agree with the things that they taught, I completely respect everybody because they moved it forward. And without them paving the way, I wouldn't be where I'm at. They saved me the trouble of trial and error. Now, back then, the frame was kind of like, we're men, right? And we're pissed off, okay? We're men and we're pissed off, right? We can't get hot girls. And they won't even give us the time of day. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to fuck them. Okay? Fuck the bitches. All right? And after we fuck them, fuck more of them. Okay? Make them pay. All right? that was kind of the frame that, 15 years ago said that things were, I mean, not totally, okay? I shouldn't say, that's a value judgment. It's not totally like that. And any community has a different range of people, and that's not necessarily the responsibility of any one person. Then things move forward, right? And we found out more ways. Basically, the assumption was this, and here's the basic assumption, as things move forward. The idea was, here's the gist of it. Here's the girl. That's called a pedestal, by the way. Okay? Here is I actually just had the horrid realization that G and G, girl and guy, is the same thing. So we'll call that a woman. Okay. All right. Okay. So, and here's the man, right? And he's got to find a way to get up there. That was the kind of frame that we were coming from, right? So we come up like, look, got little tricks. Okay? Got these tricks that we can use. And we can flip the script on them. Flip the script on these women, right? We'll show them. Okay? And that was the frame. When I was 22 years old, when I first found this stuff, as a guy who had only ever had sex with one girl, and basically every other woman had pretty much utterly rejected me on all levels, and I thought it was because they were mean, just girls were mean, that made a lot of sense to me. That was great, right? That made perfect sense. I wouldn't say I was like super pissed off or anything, but I'd say I was pretty much willing to go to any means necessary in order to get a girlfriend. If it made sense, let's do it, right? Now, fast forward, okay? Fast forward to now. What's the realization? And this is kind of what we're going to be talking about this weekend. This is all in your head. The shit's all in your head, guys. It's so in your head, it's not even funny. Okay? This is so in your head, it's not even funny. It's not accurate. It's just not true. And you think it's true because you're thinking, here's probably what you're thinking, right? You're thinking, because this is how I've thought for years. She's a beautiful girl. She's gorgeous. She's socially proof. Guys want her. She looks great. I'm an average-looking guy. Maybe, not particularly wealthy, not particularly good-looking. This is easy. I mean, the math is real simple here, right? I'm there, and she's there. That's got to be what it is, right? That has got to be what this is. The truth is, it's all in your head. It is so in your head, it is not even funny. And as simple of an epiphany as this, that in reality, you're here. Is the start of the blueprint. This doesn't have to make sense yet, by the way. Anyway, this was an interesting industry. You guys know me as Tyler, right? Some of you might know me as Tyler Durden, which is the character from Chuck Palahniuk's novel Fight Club. Back in the day, there was this forum. There was an underground forum on dating and meeting women. So my story was basically after my girlfriend brutally dumped me and left me confused and helpless, which, by the way, entirely deserved, but at the time I didn't understand. I just thought she was really mean. I started approaching 5 women a day. It was actually about a year, and after about a year in of trying to recuperate, I started approaching 5 women a day, just thinking that I could get a girlfriend. Anyway, eventually I went onto the internet and I found different internet forums. And these were underground forums that would discuss this topic, and it was great because there was all these people who knew tons and tons of stuff about it. Now, the internet forums were funny because people had all sorts of funny names like Zippity Dragon or like Psycho Man, stuff like that. So I thought, I'll pick Tyler Durden, my favorite movie character, right? So that's what I picked. My real name is Owen Cook, okay? And you guys can call me Owen whenever you want.